Hi everyone. In this lesson we are going to be learning how to make these origami sailboats. Now you've probably noticed that I have some special paper here. I do have some sheets of special origami paper. You probably don't have that at home, so I'm going to show you how to use just regular old copy paper to make your origami sailboats. I'm going to set these aside. So to make a square from a rectangle, you're going to take the corner and you're going to have this line match up to this line. So I'm just going to take this and go right to the edge, and I want to make sure that I've lined it up correctly, and then I flatten that down. Now this is still not a square just yet, so now I'm going to take my scissors and cut this piece off. And then when I open it up, I have my square. Now you can make smaller squares, and I've made some. I cut the paper into 4 rectangles, and then I can just take this and fold this over. So of course, if you use this big one, you're going to make a big sailboat. If you use this one, your sailboat's going to be smaller. For the lesson video, I'm going to show you on the origami paper because it shows up a little bit nicer. So if you have special paper at home, you would start with the colored side down. And I'm going to fold this point up here to make a triangle. And with origami, you have to be pretty exact with your folding, so really try your best. You'll probably do this a couple times to get the hang of it. And then I'm going to open it up, and then I'm going to fold these 2 points up here, point to point, and flatten that down, and then turn it and fold point to point and flatten this down. So when you open it up, you've got a bunch of these lines. Now for the camera, I have made some drawn lines here so you can see what I'm seeing. Maybe I'll hold it up closer, okay? So this and this square has that folded line in it, but these 2 are just plain squares. Those are the 2 that I'm going to use. So I'm going to come back here. These are the 2 that I'm going to use, so I'm going to fold this point into the center, and then this point into the center. So they're going to line up just like that. I'm going to fold it back in half right on that fold line. And this is probably the hardest part of the whole thing. So I'm going to take this point, I'm going to open this up just a little bit, and I'm going to take this point and I've got to bring that in, and you're going to see what happens. See how I'm folding in on this line and this line that was already made, and then there's this. So fold this down, fold that on its line. There's one sail. I'm going to do it again so you can see it this way. When I just push it in like that, it's going to go here, and this line that's already creased, I'm going to press on that and press on that, and then I have to just reverse the fold there to make the sail, okay? Now, you can just finish just like this and bring this up and fold it. That's what I did with this one. All I did is I brought that point up, it doesn't go past this line, and pressed it down. So now, on this side, I've got a nice looking sailboat. But if you want to make a sailboat that has 2 different size sails, you're going to have to do an additional step, and that's what I'm going to show you here. So I'm going to take this one and fold it down, and then there's no way to really mark this. You're just going to kind of lift this up and maybe make it a little bit smaller sail. And then I'm just going to lift this little pocket up and stick that part in there. And then I'm going to draw that up here, flatten it down, and then I've got my sailboat. All right? So no matter what way you do your sailboat is going to be fine. Being that you're probably going to be working on white paper, you might even want to color or decorate one side of this paper first with markers or crayons. If you're going to decorate this side first, remember when you work, the fancy side goes down. So if I'm using my fancy origami paper, this side goes down for when I begin my folding. All right, so what to do with these sailboats? Well, that's the part where I like you to rely on your own creativity. You can take a piece of paper, another piece of paper, which I don't have here, and maybe make a background and make a picture of your own using a sailboat. Where have you seen sailboats? What are they doing? Of course, they're sailing in the water, but is there anything else around them? So give it a try, and I can't wait to see what you make.